Hello, welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video. For this one it is Exodus, which was released by Firebird in 1984. This is a Kevin Moughtin game, which always tells me that it's going to be extremely simple. Overly so. I didn't press anything there to get those coming up. So, well, I mentioned this game briefly when I did the review of Laser Wheel, because I was saying that when I first saw screenshots of Laser Wheel, I thought it was going to be this type of game, which is the reason why I didn't bother getting it. So let's get a game underway and we'll show you why. So we have the formation of the vortex, and you control this ship that's flying around outside, and you have to shoot these things that are all coming out, which are all just completely random guff. Now that one there with the smile on his face, you can't shoot him. That is Spud, who is your friend. And yes, you mustn't shoot him. One of the other things, a mutant llama appears. I wonder where they got that idea from. If they appear, you have to shoot them. You can't let them escape from the vortex. And, well, this is it. This is the whole thing. Shoot these random fucking sprites until you lose all your lives for whatever reason, or your time runs out. Now if your time runs out, there's a mutant llama, so you have to shoot them. If your time runs out, it doesn't matter how many lives you've got, it's game over. You sometimes see these clocks appearing. You shoot them, they'll give you extra time. If they have a 1 on the dial, then it gives you, I think, 10 seconds. If they have a 2, it gives you an extra 20 seconds. There we go. So there's one there, which I need. Now, there are other levels. This vortex here isn't the only vortex in the game. But despite the fact that I did have this game back in the day, I haven't got the faintest fucking clue what you have to do to get to the next level. I don't know if it's to get a particular score, or if you shoot a certain number of, you know, these things coming out of the vortex, or if you know, just shoot a total, or what. The instructions don't tell you. The instructions actually tell you next to fuck all. So yeah, I've never known. But if you carry on playing, at some point it will then take you to another level. Now my time is about to run out. But of course there's no clocks appearing, so there is fuck all I can do about it. So it's about to be game over. There we go. And well, there you go, that's it. That's Exodus. Believe me, it plays, it's every bit as riveting to play it as it was to watch that video. So let's have another one. Now, quite why, you know, all of these random things have been chosen, I just have no clue. You got things like hover mowers, and then this alien thing here, and then potted plants, and there's a fucking mutant llama which I just reached, and there's the clock, but there's a Spud right next to it. I only just got that, and this thing's a Cylon supposedly. Now I thought because the Cylons, when they explode, it looks a bit different to normal. I thought you had to destroy a certain number of them. But no, that doesn't seem to work either. Oh, and incidentally, if you shoot the televisions and they have 4 on the display, you get bonus points because apparently shooting a television having channel 4 on it is rare. Ha fucking ha. Channel 4 is one of the channels, it's usually the first channel I look at on one of the rare occasions when I am watching television. Mind you, this was 84, so... But I mean, this is it, this is all you do. And it is every bit as boring as it looks. There's no... variation in like the graphics. The only variations you will see at any time are if you actually manage to get to the next level. Although, like I say, fuck knows what actually, you know, what you got to do to get there. I just know that at some point you do eventually do that. So now we're on to the next vortex, which is a diamond shaped. But once you're here, you do exactly the same thing as before. Now supposedly on later levels, these things that are all coming out start shooting at you. When or why, I don't know. Like everything else in the game, the instructions don't fucking tell you. They don't tell you jack shit. So let's get the review underway then, shall we? Graphics. The graphics are bollocks because, I mean, well, it's just completely random. There is no reasoning behind the graphics looking the way they do or being what they are, you know. They're just there. Why is there, you know, a bunny, then a hovermar, then a mutant llama, then an alarm clock, and then a ghost, and then a ship, and a television, and the Commodore symbol. There's just no reason why any of these things are here. They're just completely random guff. The gameplay is extremely repetitive because, well, within the first few seconds of playing the game, you've seen everything there is. So yeah, gameplay is crap. The graphics are shit. The audio is nothing to write home about at all. It's just such a fucking sack of fuck all nothing. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not cassette 50 levels of shit. I mean, after doing cassette 50, I don't think I could ever describe any other game, you know, as shit, you know, after doing that fucking thing. But it is just an endless fucking stream of fuck all. And it is just monumentally boring. In fact, you can now see why I did not bother buying a laser wheel when I thought that it was going to be like this. When I saw it, oh no, I saw it and I thought, oh fucking hell, it's Exodus. I'm not touching that. So the game is utterly forgettable at best, which is a bit of a trademark of Kevin Moughtin games. So he also did Booty, which came out around the same time as this, also on the Firebird label. And that was actually, it was better than this. But I mean, that's there's an achievement. But yeah, it seems to be Mr. Moughtin's trademark of just producing shit games. I'm not that sorry that I'm not overly familiar with his stuff. Those two titles are the only ones I know. Unfortunately, I had them both. I may do a review of Booty at some point, but it is certainly not a priority. I wouldn't have bothered reviewing this, but I figured I may as well get it done now, since it wasn't that long ago that I did the Laser Wheel review. But this is the third game I've now had of this, and I am unbelievably bored with it. Like I say, I've shown you everything there is. I showed you everything there is, well, within like a few seconds of starting the first go. Made it a level 2 again. But what doesn't help is that the instructions told you absolutely fuck all. So you had no idea. In fact, reading the instructions, you wouldn't even know there was, any extra levels. The only reason I knew about it, or I knew that there were, was because the screenshots that Mutant Llama's got out, which means I'm now going to lose a life. But yeah, the screenshots showed the vortex was a different shape to the first level, so I figured, okay, there must be more than one level, but I had no idea how to get to the next levels. And like I say, despite the fact that I've had this game longer than I care to think, as I did get this in '84, so yeah, it was the year it was released. So I had this game, 33 years ago, and I still do not know what the fuck you're supposed to do to get, to progress through levels so many times out. What a fucking shame. So there you go, Exodus. I score it 1 out of 10. It's utterly forgettable. It's about as generic a shooter as I have ever seen. So not one to get excited about, to put it mildly. That brings this review to an end, and as always, we'll see you at the next one.